nanay at tatay. Pag-ibig ang bubong, ang dingding ay pagmamahal. Bintana at pinto, pinatibay ng tiwala. Respeto ang haligi ng aming amang tapat. Ang aming tahanan, isang piraso ng langit. Kahit nasa ginto'y di ko ipapalit. Walang saysayang tagumpay kung malungkot ang tahanan. Pamilyang masaya, langit lamang ang kapantay. Dalangin ko sa may kapal, pamilya'y makapiling magpakailanman.
Hello everyone! Welcome to Usapang Pamilya with Natalie and Crisanta. Ngayong panahon ng pandemya, marami po talagang naapektuhan sa mga pamilyang Pilipino. Halos lahat po tayo ay naapektuhan po talaga. At ang pinaka-naapektuhan dito ay ang sektor ng agrikultura, ang ating mga mamamayan na nasa farming at ano pang sektor ng agrikultura.
Yes, at ngayon nga po, we're so honored to be with us. Ang actually sila ay couple na talagang hinahangaan namin. Pero this time, mag-isa lang niya kasi si Miss Andy is having a problem. Ganyan, meron siyang migraine or a headache. Pero I want to introduce Sir Ace Estrada. He is actually, I can say na he is the father of e-commerce kasi
Yes.
marami siyang natulungan ng mga nasa e-commerce industry, no? And also, he is the president and founder of Vivix Corporation or Vivix Academy. Siya rin ang community manager sa Calle Uno. At, of course, the vice president for membership at Cordillera Toastmasters Club. Yan,
Yes.
so we would like to of course, welcome the founder of the Rural Rising Philippines,
Yes.
Sir Ace Estrada.
Good evening po, Sir Ace.
Yes, we have to unmute him.
Yan, unmute na. Okay. There you go, unmute and video. Can you hear me?
Yes, po,
Yes,
we hear
Sir
you
Ace.
very well. Thank you so much, Sir Ace. Despite of your busy schedule, you have shared to us your precious time ngayon.
It's not precious. It's just time. I'm happy to share this with you. And thank you, Anatolin and Crisanta, for having me here. My old friends online. Congratulations.
Thank you so
Thank
much po. So nowadays, Sir Ace, we know you have been so busy. You know, you're here and there talking with, and lately we are so happy because you have recently collaborated with, you have
San Miguel.
collaborations with San Miguel. But before that,
Yeah,
we have a lot of questions
we are
here.
excited to
May
talk
kwento.
about Rural Rising PH po.
Yeah.
Your advocacy with Mom Andy.
Yes, thank you. So you'd like me to talk about Rural Rising?
Yes po.
Yes po.
Or what makes you busy nowadays
Yes
po?
What makes me busy? What makes me busy is growing tomatoes here in Quezon City. Kanina nagkakantan tayo sa sound check, you were hearing chickens, you were hearing birds, and then you were hearing crickets. And you asked me kung nasa probinsya ako. I said, I'm here at the Rural House, or the Rural Rising House in Quezon City. So what makes me busy? I'm planting something called the edible garden, not just tomatoes, to prove to people who come to the office that food self-sufficiency is possible here in the city of Manila. So ayan, I've become a fake farmer, a very enthusiastic farmer. Ayan. Okay. So can I talk about Rural Rising 1 minute?
Yes po,
Yes po.
please.
Okay, very good. So Rural Rising is an offshoot of a very chance Facebook post, and this Facebook post was about the vegetables in our city in Baguio, where the sellers are throwing away their vegetables. in the market are giving them away because no one's buying, especially the middlemen and the buyers from Manila during COVID lockdown. No one's coming to buy, and no one's going into the interior towns because it's impossible to get there. So tinatapon yung mga gulay.
Opo.
I've heard the story of a farmer who lined up at the Baptisi, which is the aggregation center, for 4 days, paying 4,500 pesos for his truck full of carrots in yung rentals, only to find out that no one's gonna buy. So he threw the carrots down a ravine and killed himself. That is the story. I felt so sad. Sabi ko, why is this happening? Anong nangyayari? So I posted a question on my Facebook, and parang miracle, people started messaging me and saying, what can we do to help? Can we buy carrots? Can we help? So that started it. We started sending produce by buying them from the farmers, sending them to Manila. And before we know it, we were sending 1 truck a week, 2 trucks, 3 trucks. And by the end of a 2-month period, we've sent more than 50 tons of produce down from Baguio. And it spread to Metro Manila. Initially, we started calling ourselves the accidental vegetable dealer.
Yes.
It became very corny. Because people would call me, ito ba yung accidental? Pwede mo bumili ng gulay? And then I sat down and said, listen, we have to call it something now. Hindi na pwedeng accidental vegetable dealer. It sounds like we're doing now, we're no longer accidental. So we thought of something that would really spark interest and inspiration, call it rural rising. Nadapa tayo ngayon, our country is now on its knees, but it's the economy from the rural areas that would bring us up. Yun ang bubuhay sa atin, that's why it's rising. Farmers have long been marginalized, silang poorest of the poor. And the concept of rural prosperity is a dream. Pero now, it's possible kasi never has there been a time in our history that the focus is on agriculture and growing things and enjoying food. So, iba na ang focus ng tao ngayon. So, at the end of 3 months, we've been able to move 100 tons.
Wow.
Just by bringing produce from all over. We've become like the tool for agriculture, if that sounds very weird. So, when a farmer cannot sell a produce, they would tell him, iparuray mo, iparuralizing mo. And we would send army trucks and day trucks into the interior. And we would buy it for more than what the price of the produce is. We bring them to Manila and we sell the produce for less than they would sell it in Balintawak or in Divisoria. And then the people who buy, they sell the produce again to make a side income. So we're helping farmers, we're helping consumers, and we're helping the sellers. And it was working. It became a sort of a movement. So this is rural rising in many, many minutes. Sorry, I exceeded 1 minute. And
That is actually a heroic act you did, Sir Ace, during this pandemic. No?
Nakita po namin yung mga messages po ng mga farmers. Yung laki po ng pasasalamat po nila sa rural rising. Kaya maraming salamat po na patuloy niyo po silang tinutulungan ngayon.
thank
Yes,
you.
and
It's not heroic. It's not heroic. I'm also trying to reinvent myself and help myself for my family to survive during this pandemic. You mentioned so many things about what we're doing, coding, call center, co-working, and events. All of this died. These are the first things that died. These are the last businesses that would open when ECQ lifts. So at first, rural rising was an act of self-preservation. But you realize that as you start saying the same things over and over and you start believing it, after people start believing it with you and they start helping. So rural rising was accidental in so many ways. And the hope is very real now. So thank you so much, members. If you're listening, guys.
Kaya we can see po na also an inspiration po sa inyo.
Yes.
Rural rising.
Okay. If you say
yeah,
so.
yeah, you were even invited by Chinky Tan
Yes, po.
and Christine Versola, right?
Yeah.
To talk
Mm.
about this and other media.
Well, they needed content, so we were happy to provide it, and we needed more ears on the initiative, and we found the ears that we needed. the biggest ears that came our way was San Miguel Corporation.
Mhm.
Ask me about that.
Oh yeah, yes, please tell us about your
I love it.
collaboration with them.
That. Yeah, so when San Miguel Corporation approached us, they were the ones who contacted us and said, "What can we do to help? We like what you're doing." At first, we were very hesitant to, what do we really need? We're just trying to do this. And then Andy said, our biggest problem is we need a place, a home in Metro Manila. Because initially, we were dropping the goods sa sidewalks. Hinahabol kami ng barangay tanod at police. Wag dyan, bawal dyan. Or dadali namin sa barangay, hindi kayo pa rin pumasok, COVID dyan. So we were just going from different basketball courts, barangay halls, sidewalks in Cubao, Mandaluyong, Dar, and finally San Miguel said, how can we help? I mean, this is San Miguel Corporation. Of course they can help. So we asked them, can you take us off the streets? We need a place like a bodega, any old house. When we said old house, it so happened they have this 15-year-old house, abandoned house for 15 years in Quezon City in UP Diliman. You can't believe how old it is. It's falling down. It's ugly, but it was the most beautiful thing we've ever seen. White grounds. We took it. They wanted to give it to us for free. We said we're gonna pay rent, so we're paying 1 peso a month for it.
Oh,
Yeah, big house, 500 square meters in the middle of UP Village. And I did not complain when they asked me for 12 months advance on my rent. And even on the rent, it's saying that we should not increase for 10%. Oh yes, of course they should not. So it becomes 1 peso and 10 cents after a year. So that's all they're gonna get from me, 1 peso and 10 cents. So again, this is a story of how we work with them.
Very
wow.
inspiring po talaga. And we know that Ramon ang po talaga ng San Miguel Corporation at very active po sila in helping po
Yes.
ngayong panahon ng pandemic.
Yes,
Yes.
right.
They are very active. Ramon Ang, salamat po sir. What's really amazing to us is that we're a 3-month-old initiative. We're not a company, it's just me and Andy. And now because San Miguel is there to help us, we're now set to do big things. They branded us as Better World UP. And the first Better World was about helping the urban poor get food, like a feeding center. The second Better World is for COVID testing for the many, many hundreds of thousands of San Miguel employees. But Better World UP, this one, is for farmers. The conversation will be all about farmers. So, because I mentioned it's 500 square meters,
Yeah.
half of it we devoted to something called the edible landscape.
Mhm.
Ask me about edible landscape.
What about po?
Yeah, edible landscape is really an ornamental garden. Alam mo yun, regular landscape na may mga bato, merong landscaping, may grass. But instead of putting in mga ferns at saka mga bromeliads, we put in kalabasa and talong. I'm looking at them right now. Kamatis, malunggay, calamansi, like 100 vegetables and fruits. The vegetables of our childhood. Chesa, atis, makopa, mabolo, and they're all here. So
Yeah.
when people come here, we let them pick the vegetables, mga organic herbs, and take them home. Take home a plant. And then when people come here, we can plant this in your barangay. We'll do it for this amount for the budget of your Lakbay Aral. So we're set to do this in Bel Air Village at a 600 square meter lot. We're gonna do organics there. And then he's gonna sell the produce to the barangay, Bel Air. However, the beautiful part of this is he will run out of organics in 3 days if people keep buying. We're gonna buy the organics from Sagada, give it to him. People in Bel Air will not know that it's not coming from the lot, but we are helping the farmers again by getting the produce from somewhere else. So
Yeah.
this is the edible landscape.
Wow.
I'm
Edible.
very so mabiro ako for one during our meeting with San Miguel. Yesterday they were here. 2 days ago they were here, and we were speaking about edible garden landscape. We spoke about vertical, vertical thing.
Vertical. Yes.
And out of jest lang, sabi ko, you know, Juan San Miguel. You remember yung building ng Juan San Miguel, yung maraming levels na puro siya halaman,
Opo,
Yes.
yes
right?
po.
It's in
Oo.
Ortigas, right?
The
It's
old,
iconic, di ba?
Yeah, in
Sabi
Ortigas.
ko, well, why don't we do this to create a statement? Give me one floor of Juan San Miguel and gagawin ko siyang puro gulay.
mhm.
And everyone was shocked. I asked it at the highest level. Someone said yes.
Wow.
I said, we're gonna tell RSA it's possible. I like the idea. It's a great statement. And I just can't believe that it might be possible for us to plant gardens in one layer of Juan San Miguel. So
Wow.
you see how amazing it is if only you ask and if only you just go with crazy ideas, it just might work. So I was happy to tell you that. Ayan.
Yeah,
Wow.
wow.
Napakaganda po ng mga activities niyo po ngayon with San Miguel Corporation po. At uh, usong-uso po talaga ngayon yung mga vertical gardening, mga
Yes.
hydroponics and everything. And
Yes.
I think San Miguel po yun, building po ng San Miguel.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah,
That's
right.
so crazy. That's so crazy.
Yes,
So, but the whole point is when someone starts doing it, others just follow. And
exactly.
when they follow, it becomes sort of it does good. I mean, imagine if people no longer have to go to the markets to buy the basic vegetables. It keeps us in the house para hindi ka ma-expose sa COVID.
Yes,
It helps. And you have a better appreciation for food. You eat better kasi fresh from your garden. And
Yes.
more importantly, guys, you asked me about what I'm doing. I'm growing tomatoes. Growing a plant is so powerful. It's so good for your mental health. Na pag nagpapalaki ka ng halaman, lumalabas yung sibol, it just feels good na you just forget that the world is wounded and in pain and that everything's right because tumubo yung gulay mo today. Can you imagine? Do you understand what I'm saying? It
yes
Yes.
po.
doesn't good the plant. And
Lalong-lalo na po ngayon yung mga bata nga po ay maraming nauubos na oras sa online games or sa online.
yes,
Napakaganda po na going back again
to
sa
our childhood.
farming. Yes po.
Yeah.
It will really help them para maging healthy nga not only their physical body but their mental.
And also to add sa dishes natin, kasi I
Yes.
remember when we went to Vietnam,
Yeah.
in their meals, they had a lot of different kinds of herbs.
Yes.
So I think
Vegetables,
sabi ko,
yes.
we also have this in the Philippines. Sabi ko, we just have to grow them. Lahat
Yes.
klase ng herbs,
Yes.
rosemary,
Yeah.
dill, and everything.
Even oregano and other.
They eat everything.
Exactly.
That's why they're
So
healthy.
they're healthy. That's right. Best one of the best things I do when I walk people around the garden, I say, look at that. That's an insulin plant. And they say, what does it do? An insulin, diba? So I
Yeah.
take a leaf, I pop it in my mouth, and I eat it. And they say, pwede pala yun? Like, straight hugasan. And sabi ko, this lowers the blood pressure. Ganyan. So, it's like showing them around is such an experience. And then, ito may kangkong. So, when people come here, papakuha ko ng kangkong, ipapalaga ko, and then I say, oh, meron kaming bagoong gawa ng member. And they're so surprised, they just picked it, and 3 minutes later, kinakain nila. And then, papagdala ako ng hot water. It's like a production. And then from the garden, beside, puputol ako ng lemongrass, ihuhulog sa tubig. And they're drinking it. And they said, I've never done this before. Like in the ground, 10 seconds, and now in my cup. And it's an education that you have to teach children right now and people.
Right.
So
Yes, it's
going
all
back to the land.
it's
Right.
all organic at hindi na po kayo gumagamit gaano ng mga synthetic.
Yes.
We don't here, but of course, over time, we may have to help the vegetables then. We're living kasi in the city. So you will have to give them a little help. But organic is the way to do it over time. Yes.
Yes. So before we move on, napakaganda po ng ating discussion. Before we move on, we would like to thank those with us right now. Actually, they are watching us. Roland, Joseph, Gonzalo, Ilidan, welcome. Thanks for joining us. Marisol Maramba Bondad, Hannah Aduro, Richard De La Cruz, Ronald Leones, Mar Ingua. And the others, I cannot read kasi mga foreigners. They are
Yes.
Vietnamese, Koreans. And
Yes.
so thank you so much for joining us, everyone.
So how can we help po sa rural rising, Sir X? Sa mga
Are there opportunities
mga viewers
or
natin ngayon, paano po sila makakatulong?
participate?
Yan, participate.
Oh, you're already helping by spreading the word about this. Eat more vegetables. It's healthy for you. Better than sardinas. That helps the farmer. Buy from rural rising and resell it. You're helping yourself by creating a side income. And then speak about agriculture. Um, Parang speak about how lucky we are in the Philippines. Everyone's saying how bad it is. The government is stupid. This one's stupid and crazy. But Singapore, one of the best countries in the world, the richest, the most dynamic, right now is in a recession. They're based on they're based on tourism, finance, and tech. No land. Philippines, we have land, my friends, and going back to the land and rising from it, learning how to work the land and appreciate it and loving it, dun tayo babangon. So this is the real message of this. Philippines is so lucky that we have such a strong, we have a agriculture that we could make strong if we all help each other. Imagine me, a tech guy, coding, e-com, saying these things a few months ago, and I didn't even give it a second thought. But right now, it's the only thing on my feeds, and it's very real. And the people we talk to, they say we're lucky. Tama, tama, we're lucky. So in spite of all the bad things we hear about the government and the things that are happening around us, there's so much hope. So much hope. If we only pray and see the beauty of what's happening sa rural.
Wow, napakaganda po ninyo pong sinabi, Sir Ace. Yan, napakaraming ang nagrereklamo ngayon sa ating government.
Yeah.
And kung maalala po natin, 70s, 80s, and 90s, wala pa naman itong mga technology na ganito at buhay na
Yeah.
buhay naman yung ekonomiya ng Pilipinas. Tama po ang inyong sinabi, why not going back? Habang wala,
Going back to the land.
going back to the land, planting.
Yeah, actually, Anatolin is a farm boy. He grew up in the farm.
Yeah.
Di ba?
Yeah, kaya I love farming din po.
Yeah. You should come here. When things are clear, come to Ruray House and we'll show you. We'll show you. Ayan.
Bibisita po kami kasama yung mga kids pag pwede na silang lumabas.
Yeah, so let's park Rural Rising Philippines muna, Sir
Yes.
Ace. Yeah, can you tell us other things that you do po
Yes.
besides
Yeah.
Rural Rising
For
Philippines?
Bago Rural Rising Philippines, yan.
Yes.
We will
Alright.
more. Ano yung ginagawa ni Sir Ace dati?
Yes. Well, our first business was really co-working, and you were members of the co-working space sa Baguio. And I told you that thing has died kasi no one really works together anymore. The very concept of working together in an enclosed room is dangerous just to think about it, or uncomfortable, or even So we have pivoted the business into something called co-living. So
Oh,
co-living is like a big brother house. You have your own room. You can work in the room. Then we bring you meals to your room. Even take care of your laundry for the price of a membership. So para kang spoiled na office work, and you
House.
can
thing is there.
yeah, so it's co-living. So konti na lang ang taong nag-work doon, but we're still working together. So we've managed to rebuild the business. So it's really all a matter of pivoting. Yung coding bootcamp, we've taken it online. So we were charging before 250,000 for it. Now we're charging way less, like 20. But we have more students now who are enrolled. So it's a different way to do it, but I think it's a better way. It teaches more people coding. So we have that. And then finally, the food hub. Before we had so many people coming in there and then eating there. It's all online now. So we're using the principles of e-commerce for them to sell their food online. And the best thing about teaching people who cook is that you get to eat for free every time. Diba? So we have the seafood all you can online shop in Cali Uno. So yeah, imagine lobsters delivered via Lala Food. That's crazy. Yeah, di ba? So, kudos, Shrimp Pirate. There you go.
Actually, hinahangaan po talaga namin kayo ni Ma'am Andy Sir Ace kasi napakabilis po niyong mag-isip sa panahon ng pandemic na ito kasi not all can really think that fast kung paano sila makaka-recover. So, ano po yung mga pwede niyong i-suggest sa mga depressed na po ngayon kasi marami sa mga businesses nila
Yeah.
ang close kaya
Yeah.
depressed po
Struggling
sila. Struggling
businesses.
talaga.
There's always opportunity in every difficulty. And kung ikaw ang unang gagalaw, ikaw ang mauuna. Yun naman ang basic. Diba? That's so true. It's not so bad, actually. We've actually doing more business now than we ever did before. Not because of the new endeavors, but because we've seen how to make the business more cost efficient. Yun yung isa. So that's one. Let's face it, guys. We know people who are complaining that they cannot do anything because what they're doing has already died. But honestly, it's an opportunity to reinvent yourself, to learn new things. Kung ngayon hindi ka pa nag-online class at natuto ng bagong skill, Google or Facebook ads or let's have this coding, let's make it simple, graphic arts or Photoshop. Kung hindi ka pa natuto, then you were making an excuse. But if you took the time to go online and learn something new or read or finish a book or just plain build your relationship with your family, then this thing has a meaning for your life. It gave you the time to do all these things. Right now, it's like the zombie apocalypse for many, many. But for us, we should think of it as a zombie apocalypse in easy mode. Meaning,
Easy.
parang zombie kasi maraming sakit out there. But walang zombies eh. We're just required to wear a mask and be healthy. And it's easy to do that. We even have Netflix at home. What are you complaining about? Yung panahon ng ating mga grandfathers and fathers, where's that Korean War, the Vietnam War, World War II, the recession of 1932, World War I, kung umabot pa sila nun. I'm preaching, I'm sorry, I'm babbling, pero it's not the end of the world. The virus is something you kill with alcohol. Isang pahid mo patay. They will find a cure to kill it in our bodies. And life will go on. It will become part of our existence. Like mosquitoes. But we've killed dengue. Our science is there. Our God is there. We'll be okay. And the ones who move fast during this pandemic are the ones who will lead it. That's so true.
Wow, those are really powerful words from Sir Ace Estrada. Actually, we were also impressed, Sir Ace, and of course, to Miss Angie, if she's listening right now, we thank you for your initiative then last month or 2 months ago,
Work at
the
home.
work from home
Yeah, work from home.
Oh,
initiative.
yes, yes.
You really learned a lot of people learn new skills
Yes.
during that time.
Mm-hmm. The work from home initiative.
Yes.
It was, yeah, actually, she wanted to do something that would be beneficial to people who've lost their jobs. And when we look at our list of friends, we were doing e-commerce workshops and in INETCon, International English Teachers Conference, we realized that there are many talented friends who are very willing to not get paid and to reveal everything they know in a platform, in an event. So we did the work from home initiative. It was very successful because we had like 200,000 views on that platform. And the ones who really learned are the ones who repeatedly followed each and every speaker. I think we got 30 speakers there. But the funny thing is that a lot of people are bugging us for certificates for a free workshop and even getting angry. Like, nagpa-workshop kayo, nag-attend ako, walang ganon. And it makes us sad to realize that some people are in there just because they want a certificate,
Right.
because they need it as a credential. But hey, guys, the very reason that if you only attended this and put your heart to this and mind, natuto kayo, yung amount of certificate will tell you how much you learn. So initially, sabi ni Andy, Miss Andy, what do I do? Do I track the time you go online and then the time you go offline so that I could truly say you earned the certificate. But finally, she said, all right, I will give you certificate, but sabi niya, we will have to create another workshop wherein you will have to pay.
Right.
Exactly.
And when you say pay, people start running away. They never realize that free is just as good as paid. And when you don't pay for anything, actually that's the most value. Diba? So it's funny how you need to teach people to how to have a mindset
Right.
things. Right.
Yeah. It's high time we change our mindset on that
And
because sometimes when we go, sometimes people just go to school for the grades,
Yes, exactly.
right?
for the
So the grades doesn't really matter as long as you are, I mean, the
not
learnings
defined.
are more
Yes.
important than the sport
Applying the things
or
that
the,
we have learned.
yeah, right,
Yes.
or the
So
certificate.
yes, that's right. That's right. So in the end, if you're able to teach, let's say, 20 people,
Mhm.
one will take action.
Mhm.
They will see it as the truth. But most will take some action, but a lot will take no action at all. So they're making decisions for their lives. So that's good too. That's good too. So in the end, we're doing this for reasons that are for us, what makes us happy. So ayan. So if we learn something in this pandemic, it is to be more patient, to be more patient, to be more understanding that not everyone is having a good day, diba?
Totoo po
And
yan.
that, you know, just grow a plant because cabin fever is very real. Yung makulong ka sa bahay nakakabaliw. So, this is the real advice to give people.
Yes. And that's the right entrepreneurship mindset, no?
Yes.
Mindset.
Yes.
I think we
Mhm.
really need to teach our kababayan regarding that, yung
Mhm.
entrepreneur na mindset nila. At napakahalaga, napakaganda itong panahon ng pandemya na matuto talaga tayo.
Yes. And we're lucky the internet is there. I mean, we're
Yes.
able to have a conversation here. Some of our friends are here listening to us. And, we're lucky now we have this technology to be able to continue as usual. Even better, probably. Even better. Diba? Nare-record ito, na iuulit, right?
Right.
So,
And those who miss this video right now, this live discussion, they can actually watch this after their work. Kasi yung iba dyan,
Sa work
especially in
pa.
our community, are teaching English online, so they can watch this after
Yeah.
their job, or the others are freelancers. Yung iba naman ay OFW. Anyway, thank you for always,
Tuning in or
yeah.
watching.
Yeah, so, and also welcome Mark Limuel Navarro,
Yeah,
and thank
Richard
you
de
for
la
joining
Cruz.
us, Richard de la Cruz, Ronald Leones, Mar Ingua. All right, wow. So we are really having a great time here talking
Yes.
with Sir Ace because we
Yes.
also miss him. It's
And
been quite some time.
yes.
you're all welcome to join the group. We have a group, shameless plug. Okay lang?
Yeah, sure po.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, so Rural Rising PH group on Facebook. Please join. Marami kayong mabibili doon.
Yes.
So, direct po sa mga producers po yan. So, yan po ang ginagawa ng Rural Rising Philippines. So, please, yung mga nanonood ngayon, mga viewers, tulungan po natin ang community po ni Sir Ace.
Yeah, so Rural Rising PH, so they have both, they have a page, they
And,
also have a Facebook group. So sila
Yes.
naman ang Rural Rising PH. Tayo lang. So I
Yes.
think
Member kayo doon, right?
you can actually find that.
Yeah.
Oh, we have here actually, I don't know
Wow.
who gave this,
What's
but
this?
we have here some rambutan.
A
I
dear
think
friend.
Oh, rambutan.
a dear
Yeah.
friend gave us.
Well,
Yeah.
I think
And thank you,
Brother Macalino.
yeah, Jesus
Yes.
Macalino, for
Thank you.
giving us.
Thank you.
And sometimes nainggit ako kay Sir Ace sa mga strawberry and other vegetables. Yeah,
Ganun.
sometimes we're going to check your postings po.
Yes.
We're growing strawberries here. in Ruray House in Manila. So it will be amazing. We found a variety called California. So we can grow strawberries in hot weather. And
And I
you,
also saw your battle the what is that? Like they can brand it and then they can put their labels on it.
oh yes, yun. So if you buy anything you want to sell, you can sell them in bottles like bagoong, but give it a twist. Yung bagoong gawin mong bagnet or kinuday. Or for example, um, what do you call yung papaya na ginawang pickle?
Oh,
Achara.
achara, yes po.
Achara. But you put in pineapple and then you make it a little sour. So you see, and then cut the. People are looking for a unique food
Mhm.
that has parang social, like a social responsibility food, if you call it that. So we bought tuyo from the Rojas City farmers, fishermen, and then we put in a lot of carrots to help the farmers, carrot farmers of Benguet, and you sell the tuyo. But you don't say this is just tuyo.
Mhm.
You say helping the farmers of Benguet and the fishermen of Rojas. People now buy not because what you're selling is masarap or galing, but because you're helping. So you realize that this is actually a more powerful thing right now. Um, you, Brother Tony, you're in sales, and sometimes we fall in the trap that we want to sell this pen because it's shiny and it's very nice.
Mhm.
But people don't buy that. They buy stories and they buy relationships
Totoo.
and they buy magic. So you tell the stories of the farmers, how difficult life is, how it would change if you help them. You build a relationship by being true. Na kapag nainis ka, tell people nainis ka and why and what you want to do about it. Or masaya ka and why, what made you happy. You never talk about yourself, except in Zoom meetings like this. And finally, magic, what solutions you bring to the problem. If you have those three, you can sell anything, even solutions to problems.
Yeah, I like that. Oh,
But
see, you get it from Sir Ace. That's one powerful business tip.
galing yan kay
Yeah, we can learn it
Pantoni.
now.
Galing yan kay Brother James Pantoni ng church. O di ba, Ace my business. But
Yes.
truly ganun talaga.
Right.
Totoo po
Yeah.
yan. Well, as we go sa market nga po, nakakalungkot po kasi ang dami pong tinatapon sa garbage lang po, lalo na yung mga hindi nabibenta. Sana po
Yes.
magkaroon din ng programa ang bawat munisipyo sa
Yeah.
instead na maitapon ito, maibigay nilang sa mga institusyon na pwede nilang lutuin para sa mga nagugutom. Kasi
Yeah.
napakarami po talaga sa
That's a part of their initiative then po, Sir Ace, di ba? I remember that.
Yeah. For like feeding program.
Yes.
yes.
Oh yes. So we're donating all our excess vegetables, anything that's 2 days old. Good pa rin, edible pa rin, we give it to Tondo and to different charity organizations feeding the frontliners and parang hungry families. So we do that. Our most recent initiative now is called Crate Hope. Yung crate, yung parang crate, and then we added the word hope. So how it works is that we give you the crate, 500 pesos. We fill it with 10 kilos of vegetables, and then we give you two of those, one to take home and one to give to the drivers. It's 999.
Wow.
So great. Now the whole point is that in people can fill that crate with vegetables every week and pledge to feed the family until they're ready to go pasada again, yung mga drivers. So that's called Crate Hope. Um, it's amazing what people are, how many people want to help if you give them a good story and you tell them what's it for. So people are looking to help if you know how to ask it. Yeah, so that's what we have.
Totoo po yun, sir. Sa panahon ng pandemic ngayon, napakarami ng opportunity para makapag-serve. Nakakalungkot lang. The more na nagpo-focus tayo sa sarili lang natin, yun yung
Yeah.
time na mas marami tayong problema o concern. At Napakaganda po ng inyo pong example na opportunity, looking for opportunities to serve our kababayan.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I just wonder, Sir Ace, are you going to stay there for
Yeah.
a long time or for good? Or
Balik na po ba kayo sa Baguio?
Nila, ubusan na nga ako ng inner shirt eh. So, but nag-acclimatize na ako, hindi na ako masyadong hirap. So, you know, when you're from Baguio, hirap ang Manila without aircon. But we've survived 5 days. So, yeah,
5 days?
yeah. So, pag nandito ang truck, we're here. And then, pag nagkakarga ng truck, we go back to Baguio. So, in between that, we travel to the farmers. And it's amazing, the ones who have the least are the ones who give the most. You didn't ask me how we make money in rural rising, so ask me.
Yes, we would like to ask you that.
So, we buy produce from the farmers and we pay them more than the cost that middlemen are paying. And then after that, we bring the produce to Manila. You know that part already. What you don't know is that farmers give something called a buffer. So nagpapasobra sila ng 10% lagi para sa pag napisa yung gulay. Sometimes if you buy, so ganito yan, if you buy 100 kilos of tomatoes or 1,000, they give you 10 kilos or 100, right? Now what they do is they even give us more donation daw, you see. So our money is made in the things that the farmers donate to rural rising. Sa inyo naman na to. So that's what we sell, and this is how we make a little margin in what we're doing. And we never ask, and they give. Sometimes farmers come to us or drop by or pahatid yung pa-backload. Oh, merong padala po si ganito from ganito. Pick up niyo po rito. And we will see may mga gulay that are very saleable. Huwag niyo po bayaran. It's a gift. So, it's amazing how if you don't ask sometimes, you still get it. As opposed to kanina you ask and you get. Here, if you don't ask and you still get it. And it comes from the ones who have the least. They have the most heart.
May mga friends po kami ngayon na nanonood na interested po talaga, kagaya po ni Richard de la Cruz, na mag-start nga po ng business sa vegetable. Maaari po ba kayong dumaan dito po sa parte ng Pangasinan?
I'm from Pangasinan. Taga-Inar kayo. There you go. Where is she from?
Po sa Villasis po.
Sorry?
Villasis.
Villasis. Yeah, he's from your place in Villasis. Where I don't know if it's the right time, but I will say it too. We will be creating parang new parang drop off point for vegetables near the Balintawak market, so that farmers can go there and deliver the vegetables, especially the small scale farmers. So ayan, if you're Richard, if you're from Villasis, and if you have something to sell or drop off, then you're very welcome at our upcoming Balintawak drop off facility. Ayan.
So actually, it's raining so hard here, Sir Ace.
You're in Villasis now?
Yeah,
Yes.
right now. It's rough.
Yes.
I wish may araw pa rito, and I would show you how beautiful the place I'm sitting at right now, and show you what we've done kung may araw lang sana.
Yeah. Next time po, you have to tour us there.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, we really had a great discussion. Yeah, tonight. Thank you once again, Sir Ace.
Thank you for joining us po, and we would like to invite you sa susunod po ng mga usapan po dito po sa Usapang Pamilya, and know more about sa mga upcoming po ng mga products po ninyo with San Miguel Corporation, of course.
And of course, we're also going to invite Miss Andy separately.
Yes. Meron din advocacy actually si Ma'am Andy para sa mga kababaihan. So, we are interested to know more about that.
Especially on mental health. I don't
Yes.
know if may mga events po na mangyayari. If, virtually, if you are planning. Kasi I know that there should be an event, Sir Ace, right? About mental
awareness.
mental health awareness.
Mental health, yeah.
Alright. So I hope you also have this virtual conference.
We had the mental health. We had something called the Happiness Summit for
Yes.
May 8th. You know about this?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Tell us about it more.
Well, nung May 8th, before COVID, when the world was normal, we scheduled a huge conference, the first of its kind, called the Happiness Summit and Mental Health and Well-being Workshop in SM. It's in the SMX Convention Center in Aura, and it's parang it's an old school uh, gathering. You know, you still remember the time when we all sat down in a big room together and clapped and
Yes.
wala ting social distancing. So we put down our money for it and paid it, and then it got canceled because of the pandemic and no refund, syempre. So we lost money on it. Um, but as far as mental health goes, this is way better than doing a mental health workshop, which is to immerse yourself in planting and mentorship. Yeah, yeah.
So thank you once again, Sir Ace, in regards to Miss Andy.
I will. I will.
Yes.
Yes, perhaps in another call we could ask her to come in. She speaks better than I do, looks better than I do, and she's the more intelligent of this marriage. So you would rather have her at the next
Yes. We're having a different topic on that call and a different
one.
on that on marriage because we know that you raise your children so well.
Okay.
Yes. So thank you so much everyone for joining us once again.
Yeah, see you again tomorrow or yeah, I think
On Friday, we're going to have an Australia-based Filipino entrepreneur.
Base Australia. So please join us. Again, maraming salamat. Bye.
Bye
Thank you.
everyone!
Goodbye, everyone.